Hey guys, welcome back. I guess the market situation requires from us to make a little update. Um, the previous update we made was a month ago, and to be honest with you guys, I made a new video a few days ago, right before the FTX Black Swan, and while I was uploading it on YouTube, the electricity went down, and as you know, we have this in my country regularly, several times a day, due to the situation in the country. So I decided to go to bed, and when I woke up, the situation with FTX evolved, and the market had already reacted to it. So it wasn't actual, because it mostly contained a lot of pivotal setups that I saw on the charts on altcoins. So I was expecting them to use them for shorting, and they were not actual anymore. So I decided not to publish it. But today we are going to discuss the market and Bitcoin and altcoins, of course, because a lot of people don't know what to do. Many of them, I know, they are buying, and some of them, they are losing shit. They don't know what to do. They are panicking. So let's discuss it and start with a little recap of what we expected from in our last market review that happened 1 month ago. Let's look at the Bitcoin chart, and as you can see, I a little adjusted this counter trend line because it has become a little clearer. Before we were here, it was the beginning of October, and let's turn on our Kijun Sun Shift, and before I adjusted this trend line, it was sliding upon it. And I told you that we are either reclaiming this Kijun as support and going to the upside, or we are sliding upon this line that was below it as support. It also works because there is no 100% right way to draw a counter trend line or a trend line. It works both there, and if we build it like this, like it was before, and it served us as a support too. And actually, as you can see, I had two scenarios at that time, that we either reclaim this Kijun as support and go to the upside, for example, to $24,000, or we are sliding upon this trend line, and either hold it, or we are breaking it, squeezing below this 18,200 support, and squeeze a lot of longers, and then reclaim it and go back to the upside. And as you can see, we tried to squeeze it, but this level, it held many times. As you can see, 1, 2, 3 times. And the moment we held it and bought back significantly here, I understood that this is the key level, and the next time when we lose, not if, but when, I knew that we will lose it eventually, but when we lose it, we are not going to be bought back immediately, as I, for example, expected here. It proved that this is a strong level, and next time we break it, we are going down. And as you can see, this is what happened. We broke it, we went lower. Let's get back a little bit, not go forward too much, and let's switch to other chart, Bitcoin chart, that is mostly used by me. This is the Bitstamp chart, and if you follow me on Twitter, we were following this. The moment we recovered the 2017 all-time high here, I said that this is a good sign, and we have to it was the reclaim of it, and it has become locally bullish. And I said if we break this Kijun daily Kijun resistance, then it is a green light, and we broke it. And it was the green light mainly for the altcoins, and you know that they started pumping heavily, and a good run started. But after that, as you can see, this we started chopping this Kijun resistance, and that supposed to become a support already. And we know that this level was very significant to us, and I decided that this is maybe the same situation like we had here, as you can see, and I even shared it on Twitter. I thought that maybe we will do the same, and we kind of did, but that didn't last that long as it was here. And I didn't know what to expect here, frankly. Why? Because the situation was controversial, because the altcoins have already reached their midterm resistances, and I didn't see them to go even higher much. But Bitcoin had some space to go for first for 22,000. If it could retest it and reclaim it, then to 24,000, and there I expected that it is going to be a massive resistance point where we could see what we saw here, a massive rejection and the spilling. Why? Because the 200 moving average on the weekly chart is there, and it is a crucial one. So I expected maybe we will go there, but how are we going to go there when the altcoins, they look so ready to reverse and go down, at least for some time? So why didn't I think that Bitcoin is going to go down? Well, I didn't think so, but I thought it only is possible if we have a strong, very strong, fundamentally driven move down, where we will be able to break all of these resistances. As you can see, we had this Kijun support here, and we had a lot of local supports. You cannot break them. You cannot break them with slow moves, because it will always be bought back and got back to the upside here. We needed something strong to break all these supports, and we got it. The FTX Black Swan led us to lose it very fast. Only like that we can break these strong supports with fundamental news that can create the panic on the market, and we actually did it. So what is next here? As if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I shared this line, this counter trend line, adjusted it a little bit, and I told you that probably we are going to reverse here around I even shared it, I don't remember. Yes, it is on my Twitter account, my wall. You can see that I said that 15,700 and 16,000 must be a local reversal point, and we kind of reversed here and had a good move, especially the altcoins, a little recovery from there. I even bought some near a little bit, but that is not the point. A lot of people don't know what to expect, whether we are going to be bought back fast and we are starting the recovery. Especially a lot of people, they are concerned whether this is a deviation. We lost this level. This is the 2017 resistance. Let's move it a little bit to the downside so we could see it, the real resistance, local resistance we have here. It was here. That is that resistance, 18,200. Yes. So, and people I heard some bloggers started to buy here, and they expect that this is going to be the last capitulation, and this is going to be the deviation. Deviation, it is when we lose a massive important support, and we start consolidating here, and we fast recover it back to the upside and go to the upside. And I would go for that, but let's look at this weekly candle, and it is the most important thing for me right now to in order to make any conclusions here, how this weekly is going to close, because it doesn't look like we can have that power to rebuy it and turn it into a green candle. Otherwise, we are not set for a quick recovery. That is only relying on the technical fundamentals. As you can see, now it is our resistance, and we already proved that. We touched it, we got rejected here. Of course, let's remove the okay, let's turn on first the Kijun-sen and super trend. As you can see, these trend lines that were our supports before, they are our resistances now, and we have to watch how it is going to go. For example, we are heading into the weekend, so we are not having any dumps or pumps, heavy pumps during the weekend. We stay within the range. So we either start like this and start the week with some recovery. We retest this Kijun. It is as an example. It is not guaranteed, of course. We retest this Kijun resistance and this super trend resistance. They together, as you remember if you watch my videos, they are very strong and unlikely that we will break them. And then we will start going back down and going lower to the ultimate to our ultimate target, around 12 13 $14,000 at least, I think so. Why so? It is logical in terms of the macro vision. We lost the 2021 massive range. Here it is. This is, let me remove this. This is the 2021 range. This is the lower range here. And how low we descended here. Let's pick this a little bit up, this trend line, and as you can see, we reached the middle of this local range. So it was why did I expect us to stop here? Because let's look at the weekly candle. This weekly candle, the way it will close will depend on how we are going to evolve further. So if we continue dumping, we would draw something scary like FTT. Maybe not that, but close to that. And recovering from that is very, very hard. So if we continue dumping lower, it would mean creating the situation when the reversal would be very, very hard and would take so much time. That is why we are going step by step. Plus, this dump on the weekly candle has started at the beginning of the week. So if we continue dumping, we would create a horrible situation on the market. So we needed to hold this weekly so it wouldn't be that aggressive and wouldn't create very bad consequences. Yeah, sorry. So definitely, and of course we know that after one red candle, based on the basic candle analysis, candle formation analysis, we should have another red candle. So if let's look at the possible candle formation. So for example, if the weekly would close like this, how it is going to start? It means that we have the limit here, so it would start with the dump. For example, like this, it can start in any direction here, maybe even with upside and then to the downside. It doesn't matter, we are going to go lower immediately, but at least we will recover this weak, lowest weak area, and a little bit here, like this. As you can see, if the weekly would close like aggressively like this, then we would obviously have another second weekly candle of the similar size at least, or even bigger. If we close like this can mean that we will start with some retest and then a little recovery, feeling the resistance there, and then starting back up and even going lower. And this is what we have currently, what I expect actually. So based on how this weekly is going to close, we will understand if it closes aggressively, then we will have another dump almost immediately when the new week starts. But I don't see an aggressive outcome here at the moment, yes. But if we start like this, we can retest a little bit and start a little recovery, for example, where we have those trend lines that we had as resistance and Kijun, Sen Shift, and Super Trend on the daily. We can retest them and go back under. So I'm expecting something like this at the moment. So we are going to, maybe it is not going to take that long. Maybe in December, in January, we will be back and we will actually test those 14,000, 13,000, maybe even 12,000. Some people say about 10,000, but that would be too easy, I guess, in my opinion. So we will have some expansion after this candle, if it closes the way it looks right now. If it the harder it gets bought back, and the bigger is going to be the week upon the closing of this candle, the higher are the chances that we are going lower from here. So definitely I think it is not over, and people that are telling that it is possible to make a deviation here and be back above those levels that we have left, I don't think so, because in any way we will leave a red candle, a red week, and you know from our history that we cover all those weeks. See, like in any examples before, we covered those red weeks. In order for us to turn this into invalidating deviation and to get back to the bullish scenario, at least midterm, we need to turn this weekly candle into a green one. But for example, we don't have the power and liquidity right now to make it to turn it into a green one. You see, the highest possibility we can do is drawing this green candle, but even this green candle doesn't mean we are going up. Actually, most of the time these kind of green candles also the candles that indicate that we are going back down, that we are reversing, at least locally. So it won't help us. The only chance that we could change this situation and actually provide this deviation and go to the upside would be this kind of candle, strong buyback. But do you imagine us drawing this buying back and turning it into this strong green candle with this massive green wick? I don't, especially during the weekend when we stay within the range. And if we actually would do that, where do you think we are going? A strong candle of that sort would require from us to draw a second one even bigger than this one. And you think we will be easily break all these resistances, local trend line, global counter trend line that has to drive us as resistance until we turn into next cycle's bull market, at least. So, and the yearly range resistance here, you think we are going to break them? Even if we didn't have this dump and situation on the market, I didn't see how we could be able to break 28,000 here. Although people were telling me, not me, on the CT and bloggers, that we are going for 36,000. It is too early, guys. No. And this is only based on the TA, on the technical analysis. On the fundamental side, how are you going to expect any bullish evolvement in the coming weeks, months, if you understand that after this FTX insolvency and this situation, crazy situation, that we are going to go up when a lot of exchanges has lost their trust, and the government, the regulators, will start to impose a harsh crypto regulations. Is it going to drive the market to the upside? I don't think so. Not immediately. We'll have some time. We'll have some time for the accumulation, for the further maybe descending, and we have all the reasons for that at this moment, guys. So do with this information whatever you like, but you have to be ready that it is not over, and we will have that other leg after we have some expansion, and we will finally, sooner or later, we will cover this inefficiency, untraded inefficiency. It was, I guess, 2020, when the fall of 2020, when we started pumping without any trading, without any retracements, when Elon Musk announced that we are going to buy Bitcoin, and we started going with no looking back, and we have to cover this uncovered area. I suggested that we can do that for months, in almost in any video that we recorded since I started recording videos for you guys. And also we understand that it is not the 2020 event market event driven dump. It is cycles, market structural, fundamental, descending bear market, descending phase of the cycle. So how are we trading within those conditions? As in 2018, as you can see, if we look closer to this chart, this is what I see here. This candle, this dumping black swan candle, it is this candle. As you can see it, here it is. We had this long holding support, a little choppy, but here it is. This is that candle. Yes, we might have some recoveries but we sliding upon it as support and we are going down, and this is what I expect for us to have, not necessarily exactly in that way, but this is what I expect for us to go. We slightly are going to go down to at least 14, 13, 12,000. I don't know about more, but and this way is not going to be very fast and easy. You have to, if you are looking to invest in long term, you have to be prepared to wait and to have a plan. So basically, if you ask me, is it a good time to start investing for the long term? Yes, you will be safe if you are ready to wait 3, 4, 5 years easily. But are those the best prices you can get? I'm not sure. I have another 30% dump possibility. Why? At least, I mean. Why? Because look at this chart. This is what I was talking when we started dumping here. So how much is this candle, weekly candle? 26%. The next one, 36%, 35, 36. We don't actually take much. We can reduce a little bit those weeks and stuff. So, and let's look at the monthly. How big is this monthly candle? Oh, sorry. It is 50%. So the rule from the time that I observed, from the time I'm trading, it is from 2018, that we are not dumping more than 35% on the weekly candle, and we don't and it starts from 25 to 32, 35%. It is the weekly candle, and the biggest monthly dump is 50%. So it is an example, and we had the examples before. Not going to show them right now, but let's look at this one. 25%. This is why we stopped here. The math. Not only that, but we have this trend line and this size, 25% on the weekly. So we have another, I'm not telling this is going to happen the next week, but we have another possibility to go another 25%. How much is it going to be? For example, from here, or we open up here, this is 25%. This is our $13,000. So I think sooner or later we will get there. So you should pay attention to that and to understand that the market is still shaky. Let's look at the total market cap. As you can see, my global trend lines, they work perfectly. As you can see here, the resistance, we had a lot of resistances here. This circle of resistances got rejected immediately, and in the previous videos I was talking to you that I'm expecting for us to cover this uncovered wick. We did that, and the question is only whether we are going to open with the new and close with the new uncovered wick. That would create more questions here, whether we are ending this with simple recovery, we are starting the new one, retesting, and this candle is going to be recovered. We break this counter trend line on the crypto total market cap, recover it, maybe go there or start sliding like we always do, and with some pullbacks and then another extensions and going lower and lower. But this is it, and this is not looking healthy for me at the moment. This candle that we have, it is still dangerous. It still has some space to go lower, actually. If we will forget about that, let us look at, and I predicted about this dump. How? If you follow me on Twitter, let's switch to the REN. It is under attack also because it was related to Alameda, if I'm not mistaken, and FTX, and they started to pressure it recently, but they announced that they are still community driven and are not affected, but who knows. But it was our massive indicator. REN has always been our massive indicator. If you follow me long enough, look at this. I posted this right after I saw that. You can find it in my Twitter wall, in my feed. The moment I saw this engulfing candle, I told you that we are going to 9 cents for the REN, and REN is always our great indicator and insider, and it moves before Bitcoin and the whole market. And the market started to get bullish a little bit, and I shared, after I saw this candle, I told you that we are either retesting this and going down to 9 cents. I was talking about 9 cents at that moment, but we went even lower now, and it is not over, I guess, with that pressure. And this was the first scenario, or we either reclaim it and go like this and then go back and back to 9 cents. And as you can see, almost like that, the second scenario worked out here perfectly. This is why I use REN. It is a great insider. Maybe after this situation with the FTX Alameda, it will become less insightful. So be it, of course, but we are thankful for REN to showing us the road all the way of 2021, 2022. If you follow me, you know it was extremely useful for us. So let's switch to the Tron. I know a lot of you don't need that, but it was also insightful, very insightful. If you remember, as long as we drew this weekly and monthly candle here, absorbing candle, I told you that it's it. We can swing up and high, but we will come for the recovery of this week, and we are going for it. It took a lot of time. Why? Basically, we have this trend line, and we had counter trend line and another one. Let's look at them. I a little bit adjusted it, and it looks a little even better now. As you can see, first of all, we held this as support. Then we broke this counter trend line, started sliding upon it, then holding switching to this trend line as support. Then we lost it, and when we lost it, I told you that it will become our resistance right from now on, and it has become our resistance. And then we waited for the market to feel the weakness, and finally we are down. So as you can see, these weeks, they don't lie. They give you the insights, and you should take them into consideration. I'm not telling you details here. The chart, it leaves traces that only smart can use for their own benefit, and this is what we are having here. We are going for the recovery of this week, and we are not yet done. Here's the space that is left. We can go up, down, or immediately down to this, or upside, but we will be back. We will recover it fully, and only after that we can expect for some recoveries and market to chill a little bit. So use it for your own benefit to find the best entry point. A lot of insights on the charts are available for you guys. So let's look at S&P a little bit. But as you can see here, S&P started to change with its movements towards the Bitcoin. Bitcoin started to go down mainly because of the situation with exchanges, liquidity, and BTC. And S&P started recovering, and on the monthly it looks extremely bullish here. So I won't give you a clue here, guys, because the dollar index started to dump as we expected, but it is approaching a point where we can start reversing a little bit. So this is our weekly. Let's switch to it, and this is not a good candle here. We have left an uncovered wick here, and also we have a reversal point candle here, but we went to the upside with the next candle is green. It means that we can go higher from here, but we will be back to the downside. I think so, and I think it will work here. We have this counter trend line. We can retest it. It would be nice here. We could retest all this as resistance and start to going back. And then I think the dollar index will start a recovery, although it looks nasty at the moment. Let's turn on our Fusion and Shift. Yeah, we have a lot of resistances here. We can have some fake out breakouts here, but I think we will hold it. In general, we will hold it, and we will be back to the at least to the yellow trend line, supporting trend line. So I think it is not done yet. Maybe I'm wrong here. The thing with this S&Ps is not too reliable, I guess. Let's look at them. Oh no, the dollar index started to dump heavily here, and of course it goes as we mentioned on our Twitter account. As you can see, we had a lot of insights that it is going down here, and we only expected that Bitcoin will follow in the opposite direction like it always does, and like the stocks and S&P did. But this situation with FTX changed the rules of the games for some time, I guess, now. So as you can see, we had multiple, as you can see, I drew the 3 arrows here that we are retested this a super trend resistance, and we marked the reversal. Great thing. But also I thought that maybe we will hold this one as 107, 108 as support, and we'll start a little sliding back and feeling this as resistance. Then we will be back to this line, but we are not doing that, and that is kind of interesting, because the thing is, no matter where it is going right now, whether it is going straight to the downside, I don't think it is going to be right like that. I think we'll start a little recovery, but we will be back. We will come to this global trend line that we have on the dollar index, and we will touch it, but that will be the support. It is going to be a very strong support, and after that, all the relief that we had on S&P 500, stock market, and respectively, I guess, Bitcoin and crypto market too, we are going to start the recovery from here, at least up to this 109, 110 level. Maybe even we will retest it and go to the upside. Nobody knows, but that is a little bit optimistic right now. I would stick to only with this scenario for the moment. So crypto will still have some will have to we'll have to wait for the upside movements, for the serious upside movements. I think so. This also proves that. Okay, let's look at some altcoins and start with FTT. How surprising is that? But we need to talk about it a little bit because a lot of people start buying it and asking whether we should buy it. I mean, look at this chart. I didn't buy, never bought FTT because I was expecting it here upon these global trend lines, as you can see it, and we worked this perfectly. As you can see, the trend lines work perfectly. The price goes from the trend line to the trend line, from the liquidity to liquidity. If the price doesn't, if the asset doesn't find the liquidity at one level, it goes in the opposite level. That's it. That's the math of the market. So as you can see, we held this global trend line, lost it, then recovered, then felt it as a resistance. That was the sign that we are going down. But I expected when the situation didn't happen yet, it was the chance for me that we are going slightly like this, or eventually like this. But the FTX is insolvent and we have this dump. This is what I was talking about, why BTC held up that level, that trend line, and didn't fall further. Because if we had this capitulation candle, this would be it. Not for Bitcoin itself, but for most of the altcoins. They would be dead actually. That is why we needed that. And a lot of people start investing. I know even we have this Russian speaking popular blogger that usually tells some funny things that work out in the opposite direction, but he says that it is buying FTT, they are going to save it or whatever. You can, okay, I don't have a clue what is going to happen with FTT, but I'm not buying it, even if I knew that it would give me some good profit return in the future. Why? Because why would you buy this shit? I mean, why would you buy an asset that belongs to somebody that screwed the entire industry, that undermined the trust in this industry, created more problems than ever have been on this market? Why would you invest in something like that? Don't you have any self-respect to yourself? These are your hard-earned money, and you putting it in something that is worth nothing, in the product that was made by the people that used your money as a casino. They made themselves the new Warren Buffetts, but didn't have the decency to take your assets, your money, with responsibility, with some, I don't know, shame. Why would you do that? For example, Solana. So I wouldn't buy this shit. Never would buy it because I have self-respect to myself. Then with Solana is a little bit, yes, of course, it is related to FTX. They pumped it hard, and it was the driving exchange for this asset in 2021. Okay, and if you follow me long enough, I was expecting the price to come to 19 cents. I was talking almost in every video that I'm expecting it to hit this support, and we finally did. We had great counter trend here. Counter trend line is very good here. You can extend it and use it if this token doesn't die. like FTT, I guess, then it is going to be okay. So I expected it at $19 and even at $15 and $12. The ultimate target I set before in my videos before these events was $12, and we precisely marked that support and held that support. But at the moment it is not clear what is going to be with Solana. Their network is going with some is accompanied with some serious products like Solana phone and other stuff, so serious investors, serious partnerships and integrations. But the network itself is lame, working lame at the moment. Who knows, maybe that is the trick like it was with the Ethereum before in 2018. So to make everybody, to squeeze everybody out of this asset so the big smart money could get in for the for some juicy prices. Who knows that? But I think Solana is still a go. The question is where to buy it. In the long term, I guess if it survives, I think it has good chances to survive, because compared to FTT didn't have any used any value, in my opinion. It was only perceived as the security, the stock of the value of the company of the FTX, and I didn't invest and buy it because when people told me that it is going to become the second BNB, okay, but how about the fact that these are the Americans that expressed many times the will to go public, I thought if they are going to out of the sudden they finally will go public and issue their own shares, what is going to happen with FTT? Aside from the rebates they provide for their users with FTT, it has no usability, it has no value and demand. The demand will fall if they release their shares, so why would I buy and hold that shit? BNB has the usage. It is widely supported by its native exchange and other exchanges. It has its own stablecoin. It has its own smart chain, the network that serves this asset serves this network. So a lot of usability, but here I didn't see one. Solana, on the other hand, is a blockchain. It is a network with its own marketplaces, with its own network ecosystem, a lot of decentralized apps and DEXs and other stuff. So definitely NFTs and other stuff, DeFi. So definitely, I think there is a possibility that it will hold, and we can see the signs that it is not capitulated, because these candles, they are not the single candle that we have on FTT. It seems that we have liquidity here, and maybe somebody is buying right now. So definitely I think Solana is still not dead at the moment, but there is a possibility we will look after this under this weekly closing and the next weekly opening, and we will decide what to do. But frankly, what can happen here, we can retest it, retest the previous range resistance and go for this. If we find this support here and hold it, then probably we can break it, maybe go this way or slide upon it and go back, and depends how long the recovery of the market will take it. But eventually, in my opinion, I would be better would feel better if I buy upon this support, the previous Genesis range support, $5-6. That would be a go for me if the situation with the with Solana fundamentally is good and starts clarifying. Then I think $5-6 would be a great buy for everybody. This is where I would turn my attention to it. So this is it about Solana. Let's talk about what next. Optimism. Well, if you follow me on Twitter account, I expected it to come here to $80-65 cent zone. We touched it and started the recovery, which was not a surprise. We expected it, and then we came to first of all, I was sharing on my Twitter account what I expect from it. Wait, I don't see. Yes, on the daily, when we were trading this, I was expecting us to find resistance here upon this daily Kijun resistance, and I even took the short here at 117. It worked out good. We started descending back to 105, but then this recovery, this spike on the market shaked me out of it. At entry didn't cause losses, but then it went back down and finally reached the level that I was going to take profit at. And after that, the market felt the strength, and we broke this Kijun resistance, which was readable. And then I wrote that on my Twitter account that I expect the next resistance where we can find a great short upon 137, 142, and exactly 141, 142, and we reversed here. That is what I was mentioning before. And how are we closing here? A great candle here. This candle, no matter how this closes, I guess the higher, the bigger is going to be the wick, the lower. I think no matter how it starts the wick, it is going to be like this. Recovery, then back low, below, at least like this. And in general, I am expecting it to, yes, there are many reasons for marking that. For example, starting the week like this, going for some recovery, super trend resistance. If we retest it by rejection, not breaking it, then we are going down, and we finally going to 65 again. Maybe if the market goes dark, we'll mark 43 cents again, but I'm not betting on that. I would bet on 65 and 70 zone area. So there will be great shorting opportunities for Optimism, in my opinion, here, and I explained why. It's up to you whether to take that into consideration. Next, MATIC. This one was perfect too, but I even wanted to take a short, but it didn't get to my bid here. As you can see, we started the recovery. Great thing. The trend lines worked perfectly here. As you can see, what we can see here. I was expecting to place to take a short upon the touch of this 131, maybe see some rejection, or maybe even immediately placing the delayed order, but it didn't get here at the after we touched it perfectly. We touched the resistance of this. As you can see how obedient the price is. We touched this as resistance, and this previous range resistance. And after I saw this rejection, I thought the next week or day is going to start with some maybe retest of this, and this is where I'm going to enter my short. But that situation on the market happened very fast, and as you can see, it only got to 128 and didn't get to my target here. Otherwise I would have a great profit, but why talk about it now? But this is a great situation too. We have a great red week, so no matter how the next week starts, if it starts with the recovery, this is going to be great situation and opportunity to take the short. It is going down anyway here. And when people start talking about MATIC, because it is getting a lot of recognition right now, especially about Instagram and other companies signing the agreements, partnership with it, integrated NFTs, MATIC Polygon related NFTs are being introduced, and this is why it gains so much strength here. But actually, a lot of people that use Instagram and other apps like that, even from traditional world, it gets adoption. I get it, but a lot of people don't even understand what MATIC and Polygon is. They don't understand it, and they don't even know it. And as you can see, also we had this resistance perfectly played out, and what I was saying is that they don't know it, and they don't care. It is over. I guess this asset is too overhyped at the moment, and a lot of people who are trying to invest in it, I'm asking them, what are you going to expect from MATIC? Why am I asking it? Because let's look at the fundamentals. Polygon max supply 10 billion. The market is, or the overall market is on the bottom. 9 billion market cap, when the others went either below hundreds of millions or below billion or even 2 billions. But this one is extremely high at the moment. It is overbought, and from my experience, and maybe I don't deny that Polygon is going to change the next cycle, is going to change the rules, but even in that case, this is going to be very limited for the people who are searching for the next 20, 50, 100x, because from my experience, the assets that have supply like this, not only like 10 billion, but for example, starting from 5 billion supply, like, I don't know, those like Algo, or like FTM, like XRP, those starting with 5, 10 billion and dozens of billions, like Stellar or XRP, they never crossed that $3.5. Never. Before. Maybe it is going to change with the wider adoption. I'm not denying that. But how much, even if it changes? And now you are looking at and you want to buy in this area MATIC for $1. What return are you expecting? You see this global trend line we have? So let's look how high it can go during the next years. Here it is, $5-6, maybe $9. With the it would be a limit. I think $9 would be the limit. 5-6, I guess. So where are you expecting the price in the next 3 to 4 years? So unless they start burning heavily this and aggressively this token supply, but I don't see the reasons for that right now. So that is why this asset is not for investment for me, no matter what it has represents and what adoption it gets. For me, a good price to buy it would be here. 30 cents, 30, 40, 50. So everything below this red zone, sorry, everything like here, that would be okay. That is good investment for me. Buying for $1, 90, 80 cents, for me, what return am I going to get in that 3-4 years term? I'm not interested at the moment, and it looks overbought for me, and it has this uncovered wick. I'm not telling you that it is going to recover it 100%, but usually we do. At the real bottoms, you can skip this, but the chances that we will be back to that area still remain, and I'm not taking these chances, and I don't like this asset, so I simply short it, or I trade it. I can long it, I can short it, but mostly I short it. But this is only for trading for me, not for investment, unless it goes to the levels I marked before. Let's look at Doge, because it had an interesting situation here. I shared that when we were here, when I saw this weekly candle, it was a no-go for me. A lot of people started, when it crossed the 14 cents, started talking about 20, 25. I was more calm here, and when I saw this weekly closing, I was like, we are going to retest it and go back, squeeze it, either that, but it has become without even retest, because the event driven. And now we are in an interesting spot here. We are retesting our super trend support, and that is good. That's good. If we hold it, for example, like this, we will recover, break this Kijun resistance at some point, and then we are going to go to the upside. Let's look at the monthly, because there's something I wanted to look here. The monthly depends on how we close this monthly, because if it closes like this or even with no wick below, or with the small wick below, it is going to be like this, and we are having another problem coming, if you remember that. So if we have an aggressive monthly closing here, then I'm sorry guys, that with the bad news, then we are going to 2 cents back to the ignition, I guess. So, but that is only if we have a nasty monthly closing. It is not guaranteed at the moment. So definitely we have to recover this. We have this uncovered wick here. We will have to retest this line, I guess, sooner or later. So I don't think Doge is ready to pump yet too, and a lot of people who expect it to become to reach $1 still expect it. Are there possibilities? Yes, we don't know yet. We don't know the plans of Elon Musk to promote it more or not, but we have this global trend line, the vivid one, that is going to drive it during the next cycles market, and it's set to reach 74 cents, maybe even dollar. But dollar, I think if you are into it, you are gonna have to expect much longer to expect for $1. I guess we need to wait for 2025, at least 2026. It is not going to be an easy and fast ride, guys. Be ready for the marathon. Okay, let's look at some other assets. Near. So near, I'm going to give it, if you remember, let's switch to another chart where I have it. Let's find another one. Okay, here it is. And I was talking about this level many times. It is the re-high level where we had our first, we broke this first Genesis range. We broke it here, retested as support, took off. This is the re-high point. I don't know how you call it in English. We call it like that literally in Russian. So another one, retesting this re-high point, successful retest, took off. Then the next one, we are approaching it right now. So I even bought it $2, but I guess I will rebuy later around, and I have already set orders at 170, 165, but I am not sure if the market is going to be harsh. And also Near Foundation today expressed the will to be transparent with their community, and they laid out some information that they don't have the exposure towards the FTX and Alameda, but FTX has somewhere, and Alameda in total have 17.5, I guess 17 million of Near tokens. That is like 1.7% of Near total supply, and in general it is not too much, but in the moment it can have, if they start trading it and selling it by the market, it can cause some little downside movement. And actually, if we are not stopping here at 170, 165, then I guess the next stop would be, the final stop I guess would be 121, I guess 124, 121, 125. This would be the final place for me to buy. Of course I will buy at 165, 170, but if I see, and I think we will feel the bounce back, but if I see the weakness and the market going back, maybe I will sell and will rebuy at 125, and I think we are not going to be there for too long. We will recover fast from there and we'll start the recovery. Also, we have this contra trend line, a good one. This is a local line that holds us a support, so we can have some expansion here and going lower if so. But this one is going to be an insightful one for becoming bullish, I guess, when breaking it. So definitely I want to buy Near, and this was my initial intention for a year from now, and I had this target, so I'm going to stick with them. If I get the opportunity to buy around 120, 125, then I don't care if we go a little bit lower to 85 cents, the next support here, illusional support based on the history. But I won't care about it, because even if we descend there, I will open a long, safe long 1x, 2x, and as we start reversing and recovering, it will increase my amount of Near tokens in my holdings, and I won't care about the price anymore. So this is it with the Near. Let's look at the AKT. AKT have, as you can see, we marked my macro zone when we were here. We were retesting. We lost this trend line and we were retesting it as resistance. I told you, if we get rejected, we are going down into the macro zone of interest, and we finally got there. 24 cents. We got there precisely. But I of course wanted to buy at 19-20 cents, and I didn't buy because I was if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I was a little bit too preoccupied with this field spot buys and MINA and other stuff. So I didn't pay attention to this. I wanted my 20 cents, 19 cents, and I didn't get any. And then we got the tweet that Solana is bailing out from Hetzner and switching to AKASH network, and that was a huge news for the driving factor for the AKT, and it started pumping heavily. I thought that I missed it, and on the monthly it looked very bullish. It is not now, but I was expecting to, but the weekly was strong here, and I was expecting it to come to 28, 27, 28, 29 cents, and then I would buy it. But thank God I didn't, because the situation happened with FTX and I got cautious, decided not to buy, start to look at it, and I'm glad that I didn't buy, because this weekly it absorbed fully this pump, and it is not good. It is not good, and I am positive that we are going back to 19 cents at least, but even maybe even 17, 15 more. Maybe we even break our low here. And I have already got an insight from our Ascendix chart that has already given us the insights here. We had it in May of 2022 that we will dump to 19 cents, and it worked out perfectly here. And yesterday we got another insight here in efficiency. We left this week, and it says that we will be back to 20 cents, but based on the market conditions, there's possibility that we will be back even to 19 and even 17 cents. So we should not deny this kind of possibilities. I am going to look closely to this asset because it looks promising to me, and they have a lot of job done, and I like the people that build things. So definitely, and potential for AkashNet is huge, actually, based on this chart. Actually huge if they deliver and start partnering with a lot of, and their product is being used by significant companies, and I guess it will be used. That's it about the AkashNet. Let's switch back to what else is interesting. Let's look at Atom. I don't like it because currently I had a great short on it before. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that, from 14.50 to $13, great swing short. But we have this, I don't like this weekly candle. It says to me that we are going down. As you can see, I was telling you that it is going to be back into this zone, and we are not over yet. We have this. Let's switch to the daily. Not much to see here at the moment. Okay, but on the monthly you can see that we left this uncovered week, so we can go so much below $6-7, maybe a good buy. Not clear at the moment because the Atom 2.0 proposal and roadmap is not satisfying for the Cosmos ecosystem community. They are protesting against it, so nobody knows how this is going to end. Have to follow it. But what I know is we close it, retest this line again, down $7-8. So it can be, upon the retest of this global trend line, it can be great short entry around 1350, 13. So if we retest it, look at the higher time frames, and it will be very easy for you to find good entries and position yourself right. Because I know great traders, but they start trading on an hourly and 4 hours, 4 hourly and 15-13 minutes time frames, and they forget to look at the higher time frames, and they lose the vision of what is going on with where are the top resistances and supports, and they make mistakes, and they cost them a lot this time. With Filecoin, I was fighting for this asset. I was buying it here at $4.98. I shared this with my followers on Twitter, and it pumped nicely to 650, 670. Let's look at it, how much it was. 30%, good move here, but I always knew that it is not good that we left this uncovered wick. Basically, this inefficiency, I knew that we will be back, but I thought maybe we will go a little bit higher from here. Then I would sell and rebuy below, but we didn't. This as you can see, this resistance, this range resistance that we are trading in mostly held, and the market events, they driven this to the downside, and as you can see, we hold this local trend line nicely. We'll remove this resistance, but we are still under it, and I told you that after that we will look at the weekly. It's hard to look at it at the moment, but because of the chart length and size. Okay, we can break it falsely, and we will I think still this asset is good at buying at its all-time low, and we are back in this range, in this lowest range, and its bottom is $253. This is, so I sold at entry when this dump started. I always, at some assets that I'm not 100% convinced, they have these inefficiencies below, I put a stop loss, not stop loss, the sell order, in case we conditional, in case we start dumping and reach my entry price. So I didn't suffer any losses, but I'm waiting it lower at around $253. Then it would be a good try to buy it. Chiliz, let's talk about this one. This one is funny because a lot of people, when it started pumping here, $29 cents, everybody started chilling it, that wait for it to get to $50, no problems, or 70-80 cents because the World Cup is is coming, and Chiliz, I don't know how the Chiliz is involved with the World Cup and how the fans are involved. Nobody from the fans I know. I am a football fan myself, and I don't know anybody who is buying or holding Chiliz and using their I don't know, things, the privileges that these coins gives to the fans. I thought it is mostly the clubs fans, football clubs fans, ecosystem, I don't know, but not the national teams. So definitely it didn't make any sense to me. And okay, we broke this trend line as resistance before, but as you can see, it happened as it happened. And now, for me, no 70 cents that they were expecting. It is only down for me right now. It is a great example of a candle. We retest whatever we started. We retest this resistance at 25. If we break it, false break, we come back to the downside, or upon it open a short. If it starts with the recovery, open a short, and it will bring you back to 18-15 cents at least. And eventually I'm expecting it at this global trend line. So not much fun for me from Chiliz here. It is only shortable for me. Look at the monthly. Monthly looks uncertain here, but the weekly doesn't look good for me here. And maybe if it starts with a dump here, retest of this, maybe it will start some recovery, but I think it will be stopped here, and anyway it will end up here around 13-15 cents. But the primary goal is 18-17. After, if we retest this as resistance 25, 23, 24. So definitely this is not a bullish asset for me right now and in general. Let's look at the HBAR hash graph, HBAR. A lot of people were asking me that. Well, it is a good one because everybody is psyched about it because it is partnered with some traditional world giants. Okay, let's look at it. Yes, they have the possibilities, but I was expecting, we held this support for many time, and I was still convinced that I didn't talk much about it. I guess I didn't talk about it at all. We had this inside here, this candle that we will go lower, but I didn't look at it because I knew that it is too early for it to pump here, and it was clear to me that we are going to be in back in this range, and we marked its mid 450, 445, and I think it still can go to 3 cents. So buying between 3 cents and 4.40 is a good long-term buy for me and safe one. So if you are looking into it, then look into these prices. So you can draw here a counter trend line, a perfect one, and it will tell you when it is going to be bullish. Would be perfect here. Break it, retest it as resistance, get back down, retest it, then probably either like this, or we retest it and go to the upside and continue the path to the upside. So 3-4 cents here is a good buy in the long term. That's for you guys. APTOS. I received the APTOS airdrop. I was one of those who received that, and I sold it immediately because it was clear to me that this is a heavily overrated at the moment asset, and they gave a huge airdrop, but not that huge to destroy it. But I followed the two criteria: the overall trend of the market, which was a downtrend, and the fact how all the new projects, even 3 criteria, how all the new projects develop. And they develop like this: they start with a huge pump, or if they overpriced it is all the new projects, even the big ones like APT, and you can look at it from Solana too. They start, if they were underrated at the upon the listing, they start with a huge pump, and they are back at least 70-80% of the move, and then they either, if like Solana, they are supported by the exchange and hype, then and the news, and they go to the upside. But overrated assets, like I compared APTOS before it was listed with Coinbase. It starts with huge dump, some visionary catching recovery, everybody thinks it is going to the upside, it goes lower. New lows, recovery, and lower, until it comes to its natural prices, and then it starts the accumulation, and then we are going, the smart and big money start buying it when everybody has already are disappointed in it and don't pay attention to it. Then the buying starts, the smart buying starts then. And the third criteria was the tokenomics of this asset. It was like it was written on their, I don't know, spontaneously. They come out with the classic blockchains tokenomics with the 1 billion total supply. But if you look at this, I won't show you, like at the moment won't be looking at it, but you can look by yourself at the APTOS Foundation chart website, that the tokenomics is a little bit shady. Not a little bit, very much shady, because if you read the final words there, it says that all these numbers are not 100% true. They can be the subject of the changes. So this 1 billion total supply is not guaranteed for you. What the hell is that? And even if the blockchain APTOS, even the highly supported with the high profile investors, APTOS, for $7 or $8, $9, $10, $16, it is too expensive to me. With this supply, it has to start accumulation between, and I tweeted it on my Twitter account. Everybody knows that. Right before I received that airdrop, I sold it. I sold $12, $10, sold it, and never regretted since. And I even posted a tweet that I expecting it in the $1 to $4 range, and as you can see, we marked $3.50 easily. But I don't think it is the limit yet. Look at it. For example, we retested. If we get rejected, we get either like this, and we will be going lower, or immediately lower. So I expected. For me, the APTOS is good and safe long-term price for accumulation and investment is between $1 to $2, I guess. I wouldn't buy it even for $3. But that is me. So let's look at other assets like TVT. I was talking a lot about it. A lot of people are believing in it too much. I was expecting this candle was an insightful one. I thought we are going lower, but I told you, unless we lose this trend line, nothing is going to happen. Unless we lose it, we are not going to this 65 cents target. But as you can see, this is an insightful one, but the strength of the TVT remains, and we had even the support here of indicators. We broke it to the upside. Yes, the next limit was around here, 139, 140. But as you can see, super trend still holds here, and we have this support of Kijun shift. We retested this contra trend line, successfully held it, and I think it is not bearish until we lose it all, and I don't think we are going to. Maybe we will find this way to go down here, but only if we break it to the downside and lose this Kijun support, then we are going to back to. I'm not buying this asset. A lot of people are hyping. A lot of people are already in this rocket, and who knows how successful it is going to be. A lot of people make a prediction that it is going to $20 somewhere there, $10-$20 maybe. I don't know. The wallet competition games hasn't started yet, but they are gearing up. who knows whether this expectation will be paid off, but I wouldn't buy it here myself. Not interested. An interesting accumulation buy was here, actually, for me here. So next one, the CRO. A lot of people were asking me about CRO many times, and I told you that I am not into it. And even in my article about the exchanges tokens, I didn't talk about it much because I am not interested in it. So a lot of people are. So, and as I told you, and I still stand by that opinion, that here's our target. I told you 5 cents, 560 to 880. It is a safe place to accumulate this token. Great, safe and profitable place to accumulate it there. I think with the current conditions of the market and this weekly candle, I don't know what it is going to, on the monthly also not that good. So definitely $8 from 6 to 8 is a good buy, I guess. In the long term, it will provide you some. Okay, let's go for it. 10x, 20x, easy. Now it is a good buy from 6, 5, 6, 7, 8 cents. It's up to you guys. Also, I wanted to buy Wu and I missed it because I was focusing on this uncovered wick and I was pretty sure that we will come to cover it, but we didn't. We held this level of support here, and when it pumped so hard here, and look at how precisely it respects all the levels here, all the ranges and trend lines, and I thought that I already lost it, and I was a little bit frustrated, but never mind, there are a lot of opportunities on the market still. But now we are back, and this dump gives me the hopes that we are getting some. We are getting, I think that we will get 10 cents here, but I'm not sure that I'm going to buy it already right now. I'm going to follow the weekly and monthly closings. As you can see, we have this candle that told me everything, that we are going lower. The thing is, how much lower, we don't know it yet. I don't know, I doubt that we are going to 2 cents back, but there is a possibility that 6 cents will be marked, or 6, 7 cents, 6, 7, 8 cents. It is hard to find on the small chart, trading chart like this, with the fresh assets like this. 7 cents here, 6, 7 cents would be a good buy for me, I guess, in the long run, because this is a business. Wu Trade, Wu Network, it is partnering with Near, it is partnering and releases the orderly network. It is all about the trading, the perpetual contracts and other stuff. This can be, it has the centralized exchange, it has the decentralized exchange, and a lot of venture capital division and other stuff. Also, they have a big supply, I guess. Yes, 3 billion, it's a little bit too much, but with the current prices, it is okay. It is not BNB or other stuff, but it is okay. It is not expensive for this supply. And additionally, like BNB, they provide regular monthly, not quarterly like Binance, but monthly, I guess, burnings of their tokens. So eventually there will be, I guess, maybe 2 billion or 1.5 billion tokens in total, and that will provide you the opportunity to for this price to move, and will set off the existing limits, price limits at the moment. As you can see, the potential here is great, and this is a business, and this is the exchange, this is a business, and I would take chances here. I would put some 5-7% of my holdings into this asset, prepared stable coins into this asset, and see where it can go, where it can get me. 133, 170, $250 in the next 3-4 years. Let's look at it. For example, from 20x easy here, depending on where we buy it. For the long term is a good buy, and you can stake it. Why not? I'm trying. If I get the price I want, I'm trying. Also, I was wondering if I get the Injective. I thought I missed it. I had a buy order at $1. I thought it is going to $1 or 95 cents here, but it didn't. And after the news, the new additional investment and other stuff, it pumped hard. And I thought that I lost it already, and it reached precisely this level of rejection. I don't know how I missed this short at 312. Precise rejection here, but now it is back, and I am pretty sure that I'm going to buy it. The question is at what price here, and I want the best price. If you know me well, I know the best price. 130, I guess we will mark sooner or later, but there is the possibility we will be able to go lower, even 95 cents, or eventually the ultimate target here is 65 cents, I guess 65-70 cents. That would be a good long-term buy, because this product is backed by the best, by the Pantera Capital, Binance, and other stuff. They will find a way to accelerate this pump, and we have got here, if we reach $1 or below, look at what kind of let's mark $1. What is the possibility of the return here? Yes, more than 20x, and this is stakeable, I guess 7 or 10% APY. That is a good one. I want to be in this one. So if I get the opportunity, 95, 65, $1, I will buy Injective. So let's look at that Polkadot. I don't like this candle on Polkadot here, because you know it. And it finally gets back and marks the levels that I was expecting to, and I thought I won't get any already. These are 450, 470, the mid of this lowest range, 450, 470, and finally an obvious one here, 370. These would be the great opportunities to buy for me. Great opportunity. 470, 370. That's it. And I would do that. The possibilities are great. The project can deliver, and a lot of other Glimmer and Akala and other stuff is there. Maybe and parachains may drive it in the future cycle. And we have this counter trend line that will help you understand what is going on, how the trend is switching or not. A good one. So you have your prices here. MINA. I am into MINA, and I posted this one here. We had this. This looked like a good kind of accumulation here, and I told you that I bought at 58 cents, and I rebought it here because it lost its support here from here, and I didn't like it, so and also now you can see we have an uncovered wick here again. And I told my audience on Twitter that we need to, after that we marked MINA is in the exploration of the price. It is the new token of this season. It didn't have and didn't see any igniting bull runs, cycles bull runs or the downtrends before. So definitely it is new for it. That is why we are exploring its price. So we marked here low, lower low, lower high, lower low again. And I was telling my audience that if we manage to make a higher high here, making it higher than the going higher than this, for example to $1 here, then there is a good chance if when we have the reversal and retest, we will retest it here and we will hold all this support, and it is going to become our long-term and maybe final bottom for MINA. But we didn't. We marked another lower high here. So, and it is disturbing, actually disturbing. And now I have the reasons to consider, oh well, it's still controllable at the moment here, but I'm not sure about them. How about monthly? The monthly is going to be deciding here. So definitely if we break this support and market goes lower, and we have the reasons for that because we marked another lower high, so definitely we will have another lower low. And where this one is going to be, it is not clear because we don't have history and we have nothing to rely on. But I would suggest it would be maybe 37 cents, maybe, who knows that, 35, 37, who knows that. Just gotta follow. But these prices are really good prices because MINA is only starting, their products are being released, it is on the start, it is supported by the best of the best and all of the investors available on the market. So this one is going to be pretty, the possibilities and of buying here everything below 50 cents, 50 and below 50 cents is a good buy for, and I think holding MINA in your portfolio is a good thing. It is worth it because the supply allows it to go to $6.50, $10 and even higher. So I explained my my expectations maybe, but that is only if they hold and manage this project right and promote it, which is most importantly here. So I guess it is it for today, guys. Hope you stay safe and good luck to you guys.